we just wanted to know what it was like getting into streaming full time and taking the leap from, quitting your full time job and,
Mhm.
and really pursuing this as a career.
Yeah, so I guess I could sometimes the wording sounds bad, but it was kind of I can't think the words just literally left my mind as I've gone to say it. I kind of jumped on the back of the opportunity of obviously COVID. So quitting my job was scary because I still have bills to pay, even though I do live at home. A lot of it was, am I going to be able to afford to pay bills? Am I going to be able to, pay off? I'd picked up debts from being younger, and I had like loans and credit cards that I needed to kind of make sure I was still making the regular payments towards. Um, and it was a bit like, is this going to be able to support it? And obviously, when you first go into streaming and things like that, it isn't kind of I'm doing this as a career, I'm doing this as a job. But when you do quit your job, it's then like, right, it's crunch time. So it was scary. I think something that helped my situation was whilst I was very happy with kind of like the team around me where I worked, and I don't really hold any grudges against my company, and I'd never speak ill of a company. I felt that my time there had come to a natural end as I wasn't moving up the career ladder like I would expect to or wanted to. I'm now 27. I'd been at the company for a total of 6.5 years, over 6 years in total, over two stints. I left to move to a financial regulator. My background's in finance. I've been in finance since I was about 19, specifically banking. So leaving that was made easier by the lack of natural progression, I guess you could say, that I was seeing. But it was still scary and difficult. And there were very much times where I was a bit like, am I going to be able to do this? I'm going to have to go get a job on the side or X, Y,
Yeah.
and Z. And yeah, it was unexpected.
Mm, fair enough. Yeah.
Suppose there's always that worry, isn't there, about the bills and everything? Because
Hmm.
as you'll know from being a streamer, and another two will as well. I don't particularly stream, but you never know
Yeah.
when the income's going to come. It's not a set income, is it? It's
No.
different every month, and
Yeah, exactly.
you have to rely on your platform and make sure you have the big enough following
Hmm.
to be able to do it full time. So
Yeah.
it's a massive leap, yeah.
And as someone who's not sponsored by an I'm not part of an organization, so I don't pick up a salary. I'm not sponsored by any companies, so I don't take like a sponsorship fee each month where it's guaranteed income. And I say it quite frequently on my streams that it is not lost on me that my income is purely based on the generosity of others. And people might subscribe, so whether people subscribe because they don't want ads or whether people subscribe because they want to support you, I don't actually know, but then when you get to kind of like the gifted subs, the bits that are sent, the PayPal donations, or even like kind of the cash challenges, so kind of like for every kill you get with a particular gun or elimination, I should say, we'll give £1 or $1 or whatever it is. That is then literally pure generosity. Which is mind blowing, really, especially when you think, a lot of people have lost jobs over COVID or they're on furlough, so they're getting a reduced income, but they still have bills to pay. So it's, yeah, it is never lost upon me that what I do day to day is based on the generosity of others. And if that stops at any point, then, it's back to finding a 9 to 5 or finding a job or going back to the grind and working for someone else.
Yeah. And I guess that is like the difficult point of taking that step to full time stream because you don't know how long after you've started full time streaming where the community is going to come in, where the growth is going to come in, and where like kind of that safety net of you're getting an income monthly. And you
Hmm.
don't know how long that's going to take to build up, and it's a massive risk to take.
Massively. And, I started streaming April 22nd, 2019, and I quit my job October 2020. Yeah, October 20. So over 18 months after,
Yeah.
and that was just because, in my opinion, I caught a lucky break. I was picked up by a couple of different communities and recognised through being active in their channels, and kind of got an influx of followers, and kind of built my own community as part of another community that I'd been in. And that could have dried up at any point, but I figured still live at home. One of my biggest outgoings is to my family, kind of like housekeep or rent. I don't know if you guys pay that yourselves if you're still living at home, but a lesson that my mum instilled in me when I was, well, the day I left school, really, the day I left full time education, I've paid to live at home. Um, and that's probably one of my biggest outgoings each month, which is kind of like, if streaming hadn't gone to plan, could I have potentially said, Mum, can you let that slide this month? I've got more pressing things such as a credit card or a loan to pay, or I had a car as well at the time. For those that don't know my car situation at the moment, so that was a big risk. But if I was going to do it, at least I'm at home. I'm not going to get evicted or lose a house to a mortgage or anything like that. So I dived in. But yeah, it is scary. It's something you have to evaluate and think, is this gonna be what I need?
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Ben.
Go on, Aaron. Yeah, all yours.
So you've also got other platforms as well. So YouTube, you started last year,
Yeah.
was it?
So I had a YouTube. So I used to play a mobile game. You might have seen it all over Facebook called Kings of Avalon or something like that. It's it's always plastered, and I was playing that with another guy who's regularly in my community, Berkey. If you guys know Dan,
I know.
and I put a couple of those YouTube videos up, and they did quite well. I didn't actually kind of follow up on it, but they got to like 1,000 views on YouTube, which I probably should have carried on, but I didn't really. I was working full time, I couldn't, and I left it. So the channel dates back to then, but I started officially the first Tuesday of January, and the goal is to release a video every Tuesday at 8 p.m. There was 1 month I missed it where I built the new setup that you guys are seeing now, and that video went out on the Thursday instead. But other than that, every Tuesday I try and release a piece of content, and that's I've kind of built my goals differently to potentially other content creators. So Twitch is you can watch me live and interact with me live. YouTube is there for maybe some of the best or funniest gameplays that you may have missed that are kind of more in depth and longer. So like my personal kill games are 15 to 20 to 30 minutes long. TikToks are for the best and the funniest clips that you've kind of seen on my channel, and then Instagram is going to be for a snapshot into my life and kind of like the behind the scenes that you don't see outside of this webcam shot really. And it'll be kind of like what I get up to on the weekend, but obviously that's hard with lockdown. Or it might be I'll go and play golf with some family, or football, or I go to a game, so there's different things that I want. Each platform is for a different bit of content depending on what you want. I'm not trying to post the same thing everywhere because it just gets tiresome. And Twitter, I guess, is just a place for me to share my thoughts, opinions, and let you guys know when I upload a new piece of content or when I've got something planned, like a giveaway or whatever it may be.
Yeah, and it's great that you started bringing content out on different platforms, because obviously Twitch isn't really the place for people to like find you and like go looking for you. So if you've got these platforms like TikTok and YouTube where people suddenly like pop up to your channel, they're like, wow, okay, this guy's pretty good at what he's doing, and I can go check him out on Twitch later on. And I guess that's where you start to build this community, because you have more of like a personal one-to-one basis with the people that start watching you.
Yeah.
So it's good that you're getting content out there on different platforms as well.
Yeah, so TikTok, YouTube, I guess Instagram when I get more into it. There, you talk about when you look in finance, people talk about making your money work for you and kind of like passive income. So your money making money for you, even though you're not working. And I guess that's the same around content creation. So once I upload a piece of work to TikTok, I put a clip up earlier today, maybe a couple of hours ago. If I tap on my phone, it'll say so and so liked your video. So I'm not live. I'm sitting here chatting with you guys, hanging out, or I'm watching, football of an evening, and people are still discovering me. So it increases that discoverability of growing, and I'm not having to even work for it, which sounds lazy, but actually it's the opposite. It's intuitive and it's smart business. And that's why I kind of do that. That's why every Tuesday, for example, so I don't stream on Tuesdays for those that don't know, but you can still get a bit of me by getting your evening content on YouTube. And 8 p.m. for me, because I'm a UK streamer, people are home from work, they've normally eaten dinner by then, and they might be watching a TV show, or that's their downtime. So 8 p.m. is a good time to upload. There's no point in putting a YouTube video up at midday on a Tuesday. Most people are at work, or they're busy, or whatever it is. And even 8 p.m. of an evening in the UK is, late afternoon East Coast and early morning in somewhere like Australia, which are where my other, I don't like the word fan base, but I guess where the rest of my audience is kind of based. But yeah.
Aaron, you